Hey guys, how you doing? So I thought I should properly introduce this video so you don't get confused. But basically, what we're going to do is showcase to you a portion of my stream that I did just 2 days ago, which was the Abnormal Barter stream for the Christmas Week 1 of 2023. Basically, a garage door somehow became marketable a whole lot earlier compared to all the other skins. So a lot of people, I noticed, did a bunch of buy orders. But I noticed that quite a lot of them went a little bit too high. So I thought in that instance I should showcase to people why that was a bad idea to put prices down that high, and how they themselves can do a better job in figuring out what potentially might be the best price to put down. So we're going to showcase that off to you, and then afterwards we're going to come back to this current time, and we're going to elaborate on certain points and explain things a little bit further. Sounds good? Right, so let's hop over to there, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hello, Mr. Vinci. Is the new Rust store out in one... No, it's tomorrow, buddy. It's tomorrow. And it's going to be Christmas again. It's going to be Christmas skins again. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If we do see something cool like a Snowman piece of clothing or whatever, we might see Snowman skins go up in price or something. So let me just point out, with the Santa coat being accepted, all Santa-themed clothing and armour shot up in price like... Yes, it did. So hopefully we see something cool, but the actual Rust store is tomorrow. Tonight, we are doing buy orders. But as I've already said, one of the skins that we can buy order early came out even earlier, to our surprise. So I should probably start talking about this. Do you want to talk about this and explain what went wrong here? Some of you didn't know how to approach this properly, which, again, it's not your fault. I didn't actually have time. Okay, because this came out so early, we never got to have the talk. But we can have the talk right now if you'd like. Okay, so, buckle up. I'm going to sit here and talk about what went wrong. So I actually took this screenshot before I even did my buy order. I hope you can see this properly. So this was the original build-up for the buy orders. As you can see here, 1,171 buy orders, highest buy order $1.81. Very nice, very cool. But we need to discuss these prices that you see right here. So if I can just go over to here, just so you can see a little bit more. The point I'm trying to get across here is, I don't think any of you, if you were one of these people that did a buy order around here, I don't think any of you actually made a comparison to the garage doors that have come out in the past that were Christmas themed. So we're going to go do that right now. Okay, so first up, Neon Snowflake garage door, selling for $4. This has actually risen up in price over the past few days. A lot of you are thinking, oh no, all Christmas skins are screwed. No, it's actually peaking in price right now. I told you some skins were still going to go up in price, so this is doing very good at the moment, but we're not here to talk about what it's currently doing. We're here to talk about its lowest point. So early this year, I'm talking March time, yes, this sat here and this was reaching to a point where they're selling for around $1.30. However, I will point this out to you, they were going as low as about just barely over $1. Remember, this is very generalized. Whilst this might sit here and say a certain price, it's actually a generalization. But anyway, I bought a bunch of these for about 90 cents, okay? That right there was one of the better performing garage doors I've seen over the past few years. We need to do another comparison. Let's go take a look at the likes of Gingerbread garage door. Now, Gingerbread garage door, that was also one that came out last year, wasn't it? So let's go take a look at this. So again, when it first comes out, just goes down. And its lowest point right here, this was selling for as low as, here we go, maybe about 90 cents. But then it was gingerbread, and of course gingerbread skins went up very nicely, didn't they? Not right now, unfortunately, but just keep this in mind. That was selling for as low as 90 cents. Listings. That means if you had like an 80-cent buy order, you're probably still buying these. All right? Understood? So that went even lower. Let's go back even further. Let's go take a look at the likes of Tasty Christmas garage door. So me, last year, when I was trying to figure out prices I wanted to offer for the likes of the Neon Snowflake garage door, and of course with the likes of this Gingerbread garage door, I had to figure out, or base my thoughts around a similar garage door that came out in the past, aka the Tasty Christmas garage door. Now, the main reason why I looked at this as a reference is because it was another Christmas garage door that came out quite literally the year before. So again, all we have to do is go see how it performed when it first came out. So over to here, and what do you see? It reached a very low point around basically the same as the Gingerbread garage door. So that reached as low as about 90 cents in February. And it went even lower during June. Now, this is 2022, right? This is 2022. But from learning about that, I applied it to the likes of the Neon garage door and, of course, the likes of the gingerbread garage door, and I bought a whole lot of them, and I sold them for the prices they're currently at now, and I made at bare minimum double and triple my money back. Yeah. And with the likes of this garage door, so this has been around for technically 2 Christmases, including the one we're currently having right now. So this actually dipped back down again, all over again. Look at that. And it went even cheaper. It went even cheaper. So that right there went lower and went down to about 80 cents during the worst of times for the likes of Christmas skins. So back over to here, when you see all of these people putting down $1.30, $40, and $1.20 buy orders, you're going to get a nasty surprise around March time. Oh, yes, you are. So I'm going to have to sit here and tell you something. You can just leave them there if you want to. I wouldn't be surprised if you do buy a whole bunch of them. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. But are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for the idea that you are going to go buy 100 of these at potentially around $1.20? How much is that in actual proper money? That's going to be $120, isn't it? I believe so. Yes, it is. Are you willing to spend $120 on a Christmas theme skin that won't rise up in price? Let's say if you bought these in March time, you'd have to hold on to them for another 8 months to actually start seeing some progress on them. Are you willing to do that? Now, again, you might sit there and say, but Hedge, they all trended up ever so nicely during the year with the likes of the Christmas skins this year. True, that is true, but they didn't really significantly go up in price until around November. So, do you understand now what I've shown you, where if these guys actually make comparisons to previous garage doors that came out from Christmases, yeah, they'll get a good idea that the prices they offered might be a little bit too much. They could have bought them potentially at a cheaper price. Now, I don't know who was first to do a buy order. I don't know who was first to put one down. But we should probably just go over here. So whoever the first person was, if they did like a buy order of just barely over $1, fair enough to him, that's perfectly fine. If the first buy order was around $1.30, okay, you're very likely going to be buying a whole bunch of these, and I wouldn't be surprised if they still go lower than that price. Now, I might be probably wrong. I will put my hand up and say, you know what, there's a fairly decent chance I will probably be wrong. I won't rule that out. But in terms of what I've seen in the past in many other instances, you probably have offered a little bit too much. So here's something I'm planning to do. I just want to talk to you about this. With my current account over here, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, my maximum Steam wallet is £1,700 sterling. All right, so that should be equal to around $2,000. It's not, but don't tell Valve, all right? Okay. As you can see here, I have £15,000 worth of buy orders. All right. If I can keep my account up at the maximum Steam wallet right now, thanks to pending, it's over the maximum. But if I can keep that above, if I can squeeze out maybe another £2,000 worth of buy orders, I will exhaust that account. It can't sell anything more. It can't buy order anything more. I'll just leave it to do whatever it wants. I don't care. You just go buy things. Go buy things throughout all of 2024 and I'll just pick it all up. I'm fine with that. If you can set up to be in a position like that, then it probably isn't too much of a problem for you if you end up buying a whole bunch of these at not the actual proper lowest price, but low enough. Because I will sit here and say, this garage door next year, will it go back up to around its rust door price? I won't be surprised if it does. And we have the likes of the Neon Snowflake garage door here as proof. And we could have said the likes of Gingerbread garage door, but a lot of people reacted due to the fact that the Gingerbread building skin didn't immediately appear on December 16th when the in-game Christmas content came out. Loads of people unloaded their stock, even though the very next day it was actually properly introduced. But it's too late. Other people have already reacted and unloaded their stock, and other people reacted to other people, and it caused a domino effect, and it's kind of like gone a little bit awkward. It's a shame. It's a damn shame. But as you can see, if you look at the sales, not too long ago, this was selling for about $3 to $3.50. So it was doing good. But unfortunately, other people exist. And so that's my TED Talk. You have to approach these Christmas skins much better. You have to put a little bit of effort in to figure out what prices are going to be best. Any questions? So, Aquatic, would you recommend going back to last year's skins and older and replace some boulders at lower prices? No, I'd just leave it as is. I'd rather keep priority. In a lot of instances, they don't go lower, but some do. Some. All right. I'd rather just take the hit because I know eventually it will go back up in price again. All right. Like for my Boulder for Gingerbread Garage Door is done. Should I go back and place another one? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, you should. I would definitely do that. I'd do it. I would. I did that last year. Late last year, I did exactly that. I have a video showcasing it. I keep mentioning it. If you go to my playlist right over here, you'll see the likes of my Christmas Investing 2023 playlist. And the very first video that you see here is Post-Christmas 2022 Strategy for Long-Term Investing. I'm literally doing that, Aquatic. I'm literally doing that. Hell, I'll just link it to you right now. So if I could get the actual video specifically, and if we go here, and are we? Yep, cool. There you go. That's the video you need to watch. That's all you got to do. Just a little bit of research goes a long way. But that's mostly being efficient with your investing, I guess is the answer. Why buy things at a higher price when you could potentially buy them at a cheaper price and therefore earn a lot more profit? Plus, if you get really desperate at some point, if you really desperately need to sell something at some point next year, the price that you bought those Christmas skins probably was cheap enough in which you could just sell some things during like the summer and whatnot. You probably wouldn't get as much money around Christmas time, that's for sure. But if you're really, really desperate, the option's there. What if my barter didn't catch any item? Just leave it there, guys, Zoo. Leave it there. I spent 2 years with a buy order on the likes of a newer buy order on the likes of Snowman, the item, for a cheap price. And I was like, oh no, it's Christmas again. What do I do? And I just thought, you know what? Just leave it there. Just leave it there. I'll see what happens. Guess what? I bought a whole bunch of them over the course of 2023. And it's lucky I kept it at around that price because Snowman didn't even rise up in price that much this year. Which is sad, but it was totally expected. I did bring that up not too long ago. Snowman. So where is he? Because this keeps being brought back every single year, more of these actually do get bought still. So even more get added to circulation. So these become a lot more available, especially when there's more of them. It tends to get cheaper as well. So currently $2.14, not the best. People just kept undercutting, which at the end of the day, that's going to happen, especially during the period of time that this is. It's December. Best time to sell Christmas skins. But when you look at that, yeah. So next year, Snowman might go even lower, unless, Face Punch decides, you know what? Let's not put out the Snowman anymore. Maybe it's enough. But yeah, if you can pick things up at a lower price, you can still make good profits. I mean, you can say that for any Rust skin in the Rust store. That's where buy orders come in. So, yes, you can go through all Christmas themed skins right now. If you have a lot of money, from selling your Christmas skins, go take a look at all the Christmas skins right now, whether it's Snowman themed or Christmas themed or Santa themed or various other little bits and bobs. Consider looking at its past, figure out a decent price to offer, and put it down. But keep in mind, if you're wanting to buy it, you're going to buy it. You have to think ahead and think to yourself, right, am I going to need this account around March time? With the likes of what's going down with CS2, the Counter-Strike Major, Copenhagen 2024, we are expecting Raskin prices to go down, but with that major out as well, it's only going to exacerbate it and make the drop potentially be even stronger. As in, it'll be worse for the prices. So be prepared. GOOly, if a Rust buy order doesn't fill by April, June, would you consider pulling its approximate 10% value off of... No, I just leave it. I always leave my buy orders. Because eventually I pick up things for super cheap. I mean, very randomly, I bought... what did I buy recently? I bought some random things here and there. I could just take a look at this account. What has he bought recently? What has he bought? He's been selling. Oh, yes, he's been selling. Selling Christmas skins is not very hard at the moment. Not exactly for the best prices. Oh, here you go. Here's a decent thing. So I have this Stat Track Battle Scarred Night Terror. I've had this buy order down since, for about almost 2 years. I bought that for just over $3.50, I believe. What's that currently right now? That right now is currently selling for about $8. So, yeah, why remove things if I haven't bought anything in a year? Just keep it there forever. Eventually I'll pick something up for super cheap. Sell it for a good profit. I can afford it. As you'd know, in many instances, I will have maximized accounts where I have a lot of money on them. And very likely, I will be doing exactly that over the course of the next few weeks with 8 accounts. That is the expectation. So moving over to here, did I buy anything else somewhat recently? Rust related? That'd be cool. Any Rust related skins that I bought for super cheap? Well, I bought a Skullkiller AR here for about 70 cents. I bought the Longtail Garage Door here for $1. Is there anything really random, really out there that I bought for cheap? I'm trying to find something that really stands out. I bought a lot of pizza bandanas. I bought a Halloween door right here, wooden door, for about 65 cents. That's nothing. I bought a lot of those hollow stickers from China. Thank you, China. Much appreciated, China. I needed all of those. Yes, for sure. Haha. Doesn't look like I bought anything crazy. What about another older account? What about over here? Have I bought anything weird over here? Let's just quickly go take a look. I'm buying a ton of these skull spikes. They'll go back up in price around Halloween, so that's cool. No, I haven't bought anything random recently, but I have bought many random things in the past for very cheap. So just take my word for it. Oh, there you go. I bought some lurker foils for about $1 each. How much are they selling for right now? Lurker foil is selling for $4.50 each. So that's cool. Anything else? Like I said, if I could find something that is... Oh, wrong account. If I could find something that's actually Rust related and is a lot more expensive, then yeah, we could really brag about that. But don't seem to see any at this current time. I bought a tempered M249 for just over $1. I mean, that's good. I would sit there and say that's a good pickup. And of course, if you get a lot of fairly decent pickups like that, eventually it all adds up, especially considering the amount that you buy. So even if I make some little profits, if I have a ton of little profits, it all builds up and becomes a very big fat profit. So that's a nice way of looking at it, isn't it? Right, so back over to here to current time, and as you can see, it's the 23rd of December at the moment. It's a little bit late, but don't worry. We've got a video to talk about, yes. So we can currently see that we're currently going through week 2 of Christmas 2023, and as you might notice, another garage door. Ooh. So with that video portion you just watched, everything that applied to the garage door that we had literally just the previous week, well, that of course is also going to apply to this garage door right here as well. Yes, it's not too hard to comprehend. If you do a little bit of research, make some comparisons to previous year's Christmas skins, you're going to easily kind of deduce what might potentially be the best price to offer to be able to make some sweet, delicious profits if you're willing to hold on to them for a long time. In the lead up to the next Christmas, I thought this would be an educational video to produce for the many people in the future trying to figure out how they approach Christmas-themed skins again and again and again. So, if you want to take a look to the past in regards to older Christmas skins, just to make some comparisons and whatnot, and be aware of all the older Christmas skins, well, here I am on SCMM.app, and if I just go click the top right little symbol right there, do you see that? It's like a clock. Click that, and as you can see, it provides you all of the previous years. If we click 2022, for example, like a burger menu, it will show you all of the weeks of the Rust stores, but I can easily navigate to the first Christmas Rust store of December 2022. Wow, look at that. There you go. Instantly, I can take a look at all of these other skins, and I can start making comparisons with some of the newer skins that we just received, if it's reasonably comparable. At the very least, in regards to the Ice Vortex Garage Door, that's literally just appeared for the second week, with the Gingerbread Garage Door right here. And if I were to go to the week after this, we'll have the Neon Snowflake Garage Door. Cool, understood. So, in regards to that, that can be applied to pretty much every other Christmas skin. And it doesn't have to be newer ones, it can also be older ones. So, if I were to show you a video I kept highlighting earlier on, this one right here, Post-Christmas 2022 Strategy for Long-Term Investing. It's 18 minutes long, there are chapters that you can skip ahead to, but as of 6 minutes in, you will see me start talking about exactly what I'm talking about now. This isn't something that I've recently considered talking about. This isn't something new. I've been doing this for many years, all right? I'm a crazy person, but it does lead to profits. It does lead to success. And as you can see right there, well, look at all of those buy orders I have. Again, you might notice some of them are the newer ones and some of them are older. So why don't we go ahead and start taking a look at some of the older buy orders that I did. So what I've done is I've made sure I'm logged into the right accounts. Now, if I quickly go over to here, we can see in that video, the video we just showed you there, the buy orders that I have are here as well. Look, they're still there. They are still there. Well, some of them are. For you see, In this particular instance, with the likes of the Neon Snowflake Garage Door, I offered a little bit too low. I played it too safe. But that's fine, because I'm sure many of you are well aware by now, I normally do my buy orders with 2 accounts. I'll do a safe option, and I'll do a more aggressive option. So with what you see here, I went a little bit too safe in regards to the Neon Snowflake Garage Door, but that's fine, alright? One of the other questions that was asked me in that previous portion was, if I don't manage to buy anything, should I remove the buy order and put down another one? No! Leave it be. Do you know why? Because eventually, in good time, you will eventually be picking up the cheaper skins. The guy who has better buy order priority, who's currently ahead of you, you won't be able to tell who it is or whatever, well, eventually they're going to run out of quantity for what they requested. And then who's next in queue? It might be you, it might be someone else, but eventually it will be you. If you can afford to keep all of your buy orders, just keep them. Leave them be. I'm going to do that. I'm fine with that. All right? Okay? It will happen eventually. Here's a funny thing I also noticed in that video portion you just watched. I actually struggled to quickly showcase to you some very cheap pickups of buy orders I've had for a very long time. If I scroll down here right now, ooh, Dragon Lore foil for about 30 cents American. I'm pretty sure that's about $10. But if I scroll down a little bit more, it's not a Christmas skin, but it's a very, very, very good example. I've got black gold boots right here. Now, I bought them for 76 pennies my currency. That's the equivalent of about 95 cents to $1. If I go click it and see how much it's currently worth, well, gentlemen, as you can see, this is actually worth £3 something, but in dollars, it's $4. I bought that for a quarter of the price. But if you actually go ahead and look at the actual buy order I have, well, normally I offer around or request around 50 plus quantity. So I've only just started to buy these and my buy order is just over $1. But when did this skin actually come out? Just over a year ago. I waited a whole year just to get to this specific point. It was a long wait, but it's still perfectly fine. I'm still quadrupling my money when I sell those. So do you understand? Yes, in some instances you might have to wait a very long time, but eventually when it's your turn, it's going to be ever so sweet and delicious with all of those exquisite looking profits. Oh yes, yes. So even though in this particular instance it's not a Christmas skin, you can see it's still a rust skin, and if you're patient, you will be rewarded, all right? So every single time I buy one, I'm going to instantly flip it for a very good profit. Now imagine that. All the other buy orders I have on the various different skins, whilst the initial profits of one sale might not be crazy, it all adds up to a much bigger, fatter profit overall. All right, and that does apply to likes the Christmas skins. So going back over to here, we missed out on some of the skins. That's unfortunate, but I can keep it there. And it's not the first time that's happened. If I scroll up, I did say this. I've been doing this for quite some time. I've been doing this pretty much every single year. What do you mean, Hedge? Well, I've got even more Christmas buy orders right here. Hooray! Look at that. Now, again, this was the account that did the safer buy orders, but with the likes of the Christmas Gang hoodie and pants, I didn't request to buy 140. I didn't request to buy 145. I requested to buy 150 of these. Now, again, I haven't really bought that much, but I am the person who is now picking them up for the cheapest price. So over the course of the next few months, when we reach around March, April 2024 time, when all these Christmas skins go very cheap again, there's a very good chance I'll probably pick up a whole bunch more of these for a very cheap price. All the better for me, because when it all rises up in price in the lead up to Christmas 2024, good profit. And like I said, if I can afford that to keep it, if I can afford to keep replenishing myself, I'm happy to keep that buy order. Does that make sense to you? So you can also see, I also bought the likes of this Naughty Gingerbread chestplate and face mask. I bought them for a very cheap price. These two buy orders are about 90 cents to 95 cents American. You go take a look at them right now, and well, it's the exact same thing. Look at this. What prices are they selling for now? It's going to take a while because it's a little bit shy. Well, this is selling for about $3. There you go. Very nice, very cool. And then this one over here, this is selling for around $4. Yes, it is. So basically, it's all a case of, back then I looked at the previous lowest points that happened after their peaks. So peaks always around Christmas time. I learned from that and I put down a buy order price close to it. So why don't we showcase this off right now? If we quickly go over to here, not this video, but the account over here, I want to showcase to you how you might want to approach the likes of some older Christmas skins and figure out what might be a decent price to offer for them. Because we're all different. I'm weird over the fact that I have a lot of money and I keep doing buy orders all the time. You can't be like me unless you put a lot of effort in, all right, and make a lot of profits. So do take this into consideration. The amount that you request, if you're rolling with the expectation of actually buying these, as I've already mentioned in the previous portion, you're going to buy them and you're going to have to hold on to them for at least 8 months. And they're not going to really spike in price at all for a long time until it's around November time. So please be aware of that. Please take into consideration that you're going to own these skins and you can't really sell them and get a ton of money out of it over the course of this next several months until it's around close to December time. So, with what we have here is the Christmas Gang hoodie. Right now it's currently selling for $2.50. It's been doing very well. With the recent release of the Santa's coat jacket, it blended in perfectly the likes of both the hoodie and pants here, and of course both of them spiked in demand, spiked in price, which you can see right here if I did it to the month. There you go. Nice, very cool. What you also might notice here is that I have a buy order in this account. I did allude to this. I did point out with all buy orders that I do, I'll go with a safer option and a more aggressive option. This is the more aggressive option. And if you can recall, I was putting buy order requests of up to 150. I have bought about 80 of these and I sold them all. I sold them all right. So if we were to get into the position of when I did this, I must have done it not here last year, but I do believe I did it here, right here on the 21st Christmas. So, what made me pick the prices of about 90 cents and $1? Well, in this particular instance here, you can see that the lowest point was about $1, quite literally right here, okay? So do you see that? Very nice peak back from the Christmas of 2019 rolling into 2020. It goes all the way down to about April time, and it's selling for around just over $1, okay? Cool. So we can see that instance there. Then for the next year, it didn't peak up that much, which is a little bit unfortunate. But of course, from there, it still goes down, 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 and it actually gets to its lowest point around March time. No, May time, sorry. But yeah, in that particular instance, the low point was actually a higher price. That's interesting. So in seeing this was selling for about $1.10, $1.15 here at its lowest point. I took that into consideration. So I'm sitting here at that particular time, and what I did was I did a buy order price that wasn't exactly the low point previously, but it was still fairly close to it. Because do be aware of this. The prices that you see here are kind of like generalizations. In some instances, there were sales that were at a cheaper price. Okay, so I did a buy order price. I did a buy order price that was fairly close to the prices that were here. I wanted to make sure I was still buying them at a cheaper price, and I have been successful. And I have bought a whole bunch of these. And, well, for this year, as you can see, we had a very nice spike. I sold them for very good profits. But it's more the pants that where the profits were. As you can see over here, $4.69 at this current moment. It is at its all-time high. That worked out wonderfully. But again, in the same instance with the price that I bought them for, it's basically the exact same thing in regards to what we just saw there with the hoodie. It was around a very low point next to $1. In the next year, it went a bit higher, so I offered close to $1, and well, yeah, so worked out very nicely, because in each instance with the peaks that happened afterwards, they've actually been higher. They've been going up in price, which is quite funny, but at least you are aware of it. And I am aware of it because I learned. I went and actually did the research. This is what you have to do. I know it's silly. I know it's crazy. But the more effort you put in, the more reward. Okay? I bought a whole bunch of these pants. I have sold so many of them for between $4 to $5. And I bought all of mine for around $1 and less, because I have 2 buy orders. Does that make sense to you? Now, you might be sitting there and saying, Hedge, you kind of played it a little bit close with the price you have here. Yes, I did, because as I mentioned previously in this particular video, in that video portion, and what you'll also see in this video as well, I exhaust my accounts. I will make sure that I have reached to a point where I will fill up the account with as much money as I can. I'll make sure it's done so many buy orders that it can't do any more buy orders. I'll just make that, sorry, so I'll say that again. I'll make sure that my account is completely filled up to the brim, maximum Steam wallet allowed. Then I'll make sure that my total buy order amount is also at the maximum limit. And then after that, I'll just leave it be. I can't do anything else with it anymore, so I'll go put down some more risky buy orders in it. oh no, I bought Christmas Gang hoodie and pants for about 10 cents more than what was the actual cheapest price. Oh no, oh dear. Do you know what? It don't matter, because in the lead up to the next Christmas, it's still going to go up in price. It's still going to be a profit. Can I afford to keep that account up and keep replenishing with extra money if the funds get too low? Yes, I can. So I can afford to keep it around. So therefore, I can afford to keep those wilders there. I can afford to buy the skins. Does that make sense to you? All right? So if you're like me, you can do that. Go do it if you'd like. But in many instances, I'm pretty sure a lot of you can't do that. So I have to be a little bit more realistic with that approach. But exhausting an account can be perfectly fine if you can deal with it. So yes, oh no, I'll go buy a bunch of these at a slightly higher price than what is actually the lowest. I'm fine with that, because I can wait. I can be patient. I can afford that. Okay, so that's something for you to consider. Another thing you might want to consider are the reoccurring items. So we have the likes of festive garlands. Now, I actually talked about this in my predictions video last week for week 1, because we got this brought back and loads of people wondering, oh, cool, I can just go buy a whole bunch of these in the Rust store now. Well, that is actually a bit of a problem. So when this obviously appeared again with the first Christmas Rust store for 2023, we had barders above $10. Now, a lot of people probably noticed that and they thought, oh, well, okay, so if I just go to the Rust store right now, go buy a bunch of these and then sell them as soon as I can, well, I could make a quick flip profit. That's what a lot of people thought. After the week had rolled past, because 7-day cooldown when you buy something, all the barders got obliterated. There's nothing left. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot more people who bought these, haven't been able to actually sell them for a profit, and eventually they will go down and down and down and down and down in price, because people will compete with each other to try and sell these. How do I know that? Because I looked into the past and I saw it happen last year. So let's go quite far back and let's look at the instance of what happened recently. So by default, every Christmas, in the lead up to the next Christmas Rust store, it will go up in price because, of course, people can't wait. They need the festive garlands immediately. Failing to realise they do get brought back, so of course the price will go down again because, with the reintroduced price, it's much lower than the price it is on the Steam market. So in this particular instance over here, the lowest point happened around February time, selling for about $2.70, $2.80. The year after that, we still went up in price around Christmas time, but of course, reintroduced, goes back down again. Its lowest price seems to happen around here, March time, again, around the same price. It is selling here at about $2.70 to about $2.80. Well, with last year, as I already pointed out to you, because this was getting a lot of interest, right? Because this was getting a lot of interest in the lead up to Christmas, this had a ton of barders in it. People thought they could make a quick flip if they quickly go buy some in a Rust store. Over the course of the next 7 days, all the barders disappeared. There was excess stock that was bought. People ended up trying their best to sell these as fast as they could. There was too many people competing with each other, and the price just kept going down and down and down. And as we rolled into around springtime 2023, its lowest point was about $2.50. But then, of course, we had the likes of TikTok videos and YouTube videos highlighting that festive garlands is a pay-to-win item. Everybody should go buy it. And then, yeah, people did. Basically, it gives off light without the need for any resources, any fuel or electricity or anything. So people assume instantly, oh, yeah, I've got to have that. And, rightly so. It's actually a very helpful thing to have. So, yes, I learned from the likes of what I've seen in the past, and I've had buy orders picking up at much cheaper prices. Now, I was really pushing it in regards to the buy order price that I had for this particular year, but I did still buy a whole bunch with the right price because I went a fair bit lower, right? You might notice the instance of the lowest price, but I'd always recommend going a fair bit lower just in case. And it worked out because I managed to flip a whole bunch of these for a much higher price during this year. That was cool, that was fun, that was enjoyable. And all it took was a little bit of research. Do you understand the moral of the story today with this video? Do a little bit of research and you can figure these things out. We could also take a quick look with another instance of a Christmas item, Snow Machine, but there's a bit of context behind this. Now, Snow Machine currently right now is selling for $4.50. I'll look at the sales of the past. Wow, it went up in price. I wonder why. We'll explain that in a second. You might notice that the Snow Machine doesn't really change much. It's not exactly going super crazy in terms of Christmas time every year. Well, let me explain this. Because this is always cheaper on the Steam market compared to when it's brought back into the Rust store, which I can show you right now. So in this particular instance, it's Christmas week 2, 2023. If I scroll down, Snow Machine in the Rust store right now is selling for $6.49. But on the Steam market, it's about $2 cheaper. What happens is people will see when they go up into the Rust store to buy it, there'll be a thing pointing out saying, hey, if you go to the Steam market right now, you could buy it for about $2 cheaper instead of buying it from the Rust store. People see that, people buy up the stock. So if we quickly go back over to here, in this particular instance, it was selling for about $3.50. It was brought back into the Rust store, selling for $6.49. It went up in price. Not insanely, but it still went up in price. Very nice, very cool. But that's not going to last forever. Now, after Christmas, if we take a look at the previous instances after Christmas, you can see that it drops pretty sharply, pretty quickly. It goes down to about $3 in that instance there, and the previous one here, well, the one after that, it goes down to about $2.50. And conveniently, that's actually the price that I managed to pick up all of mine for this year. Yes, that's what I did. Bought a whole bunch, and I've sold them all for a fairly decent profit. It wasn't insane profit. I am fully expecting this is going to go down even lower with the next March and April, because this is a problem with Christmas items that persist for a very long time. If they keep being brought back again and again and again and again, well, there is still more being bought. Some people don't care, they still will buy more, and more of them keep being introduced to the game. There's more of them in circulation, and the best thing to showcase this is the Snowman. Just be aware of this. You have to really make sure that what you're buying into isn't descending pretty badly, like with the likes of the Snowman here. What's wrong with the Snowman? Well, go take a look at the likes of this. So with the likes of the Snowman, if you can go ahead and take a look at what we have here, it's only at $2, right? Right now it's selling in the Rust store for $2.49, I believe. As you can see, I have a buy order here of £1.50, which is it's about equal to $1.50. I might have to remove that. Why is this? Because as you can see, gradually over time, it's just going down and down and down. It's deprecating. It's not improving. Because like I said, it's been around for such a long time. More of them are being brought into circulation. And I wouldn't be surprised if with the next instance of the lowest point just after Christmas, it's going to probably suffer pretty badly. And in my instance here, where I see this went down to about £1, and with this year it went down to about close to the price I already have, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to keep that buy order. I think I should lower my price. Yes, but I also had to question, next year, is the Snowman going to even go up to a reasonable point where it's going to be profitable? Look at this, it barely budged. It only went up by barely double. Barely, right? So maybe this is something to avoid, and we learned that because we actually did the research. Have we learned a thing today? Yes, I hope we have. So, overall, the idea is, when we have a new batch of Christmas skins, just try your best to relate to other Christmas skins of the past. Use SCMM.app, go to the previous years, try and find something that you can match up to. But do be aware of the differences in regards to player count that we currently have compared to player counts that we've had in the previous years. Go make a good comparison of that as well, all right? Because that does matter. Demand is different when you've got a lot more people playing. And in this instance today, we actually managed to beat last year's December's peak player count. And we're only... it's before Christmas. This is ridiculous. I'm expecting some very fun times ahead of us when we roll over into 2024. I'm looking forward to it. So things are improving in this particular instance, but we do still have the likes of the CS2 major ahead of us. Now, for people in the future, you probably don't have that to worry about, or maybe you do, but something like that is something we have to be a fair bit aware of. But regardless, March, April time will, by default, be the point where all Rust skins go down in value, including Christmas skins. So in theory, why not consider selling everything around January time and then go buy it back again around March, April time? It's an option. It's up to you if you want to do that. So yeah, I feel like we've learned something. So in regards to what we did with the Christmas Gang hoodie and pants, that applies to all the older Christmas skins. Go look at their sales history, get a good idea of what the next lowest point will be. You know what to do for your next buy order. And as I've already said, with newer Christmas skins, try your best to apply and relate to other Christmas skins that have appeared before, and you'll get a good idea of what price you might want to offer. Honestly, just offer around half the price that they sell for. It might not be the most accurate option, but yeah. Like, another thing I should also point out, be aware of the current standings in regards to how many skins a particular Christmas skin might be getting at that point. With the likes of this large present Sheep Men of Door, I can't help but feel like that's going to suffer immensely, because with the current state of Sheep Men of Doors, what do we see right here? Far too many of them have been accepted this year, and well, The vast majority of them are not doing good. No, 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 no. So in that particular instance, for something that's already out of season, because Christmas is literally about to roll over, by the time this becomes marketable, it's already 3 days after Christmas. So that very likely will be going much lower than $1. That very likely might end up with like being less than 70 cents. Yeah, that's not too hard to comprehend. You just quick look. It's not too hard to deduce how that's likely to turn out. Cool. And something I've already mentioned with my most recent predictions video, Thompsons, overall, when times are good, you will see pretty much every single Thompson skin in the positive. So with the likes of this here, because Thompsons have such good gun demand, this is always expected to be fairly reliable. It's still going to go down below its Rustall price, but taking into considerations in regards to Thompson skins and their reliability, that right there is actually something you might want to put a higher bar onto. And again, applying logic based on what we've seen over the past year and previous years. I'm looking forward to seeing all of these Thompsons selling for a much higher price. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, it just takes a little bit of common sense, a little bit of learning, but it's not too hard to approach all of this. It got a bit long, this video, true, but I can't help but feel like you're probably feeling a lot more comfortable now. Okay? And so with that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. To all the people watching recently, like as in 2023, I hope you all enjoy your Christmases. And to all the people in the future who might be watching this, best of luck to you and your upcoming Christmases and whatnot. And have fun with your post-Christmases as well. Oh yes, I'm looking forward to the one I'm about to go through. So with that, thank you very much for watching. See you later. Goodbye.